All right, presentation time. Everyone strap in. You guys ready? This is my own. I sat down and took good care of this list because this next console is a really important one. So, here are my top 5 wants and needs from the Switch 2. What do I exactly mean by wants and needs? What does that exactly mean? If I'm gonna get this console, it actually needs to innovate in the areas that I think it should innovate the most. I gathered up the 5 most prominent things that the Switch right now could update that will not be updated, but can most likely get fixed in the next console. So, all hardware based, not ranked, my own opinion. If you don't like it, I don't care. Anyways, number 1, quality Wi-Fi chips and Ethernet connectivity. Straight to the dock. No adapters, no random ass like cords that plug in from USB. Nintendo games are mostly made for offline play. Everyone knows this. It's 2025. To get the most enjoyment out of your game, you're gonna need a good internet connection with a bunch of your friends, right? If you have bad internet, that might be on you. But Nintendo should not be a factor anymore. We get a brand new Wi-Fi chip, we get good Ethernet connectivity, we have flawless online play whenever it works well, besides things like bad connections through bad routers, weather conditions, and all those other factors. That's a non-factor because that's not in Nintendo's controls, and sometimes not even in the person's control. You know what I'm saying? So, second, analog controller capability. Y'all probably didn't think I was going to say shit about this, but this is for all my Melee freaks. For most titles on the Switch, every Switch title is locked down to digital controls. This might limit some games depending on what you're trying to play. If you're playing Super Mario 3D All-Stars over here, you're playing Super Mario Sunshine with digital triggers. That makes it a little bit weirder to play. It's not unplayable, but it's a GameCube game that was built on analog controls. You could plug in a GameCube controller that's an analog controller that has analog triggers, but it's not going to be anything like the original experience with the console having that capability, right? So, these new Joy-Cons have to have analog controller capability. And if not, at least build it into the console. You know what I'm saying? Best for Melee. If we ever get Melee again, right? Think of it this way. New hardware means GameCube backwards compatible games on Switch Online. If you want to play proper Melee, you're gonna need analog controls so you can L-cancel and shit like that. Anyways, number 3, frame rate increases. 60 frames minimum undocked and docked for all titles, no questions asked. I don't think there is a single instance, unless the game's developed poorly, where a game should be under 60 frames on this damn thing. It's 2025. If a Steam Deck can do it, the original Switch can run 60 frames. Not every game is 60 frames though, and it ruins a lot of people's experiences. I think 60 frames should be the minimum. It's been too long. 30 is done. 30 frames is done. 30 frames is out. Number 4, media streaming apps. So basic, but something that's lacking so much on this damn console. The Switch is the most accessible video game console that there is, but why the hell can I only watch Hulu, YouTube, Twitch, that got shut down, and Crunchyroll? Why are those the only options? Why can't I even browse Google? Give us more options. The more options or apps and streaming services you give us, the more Switch docks sell. It's not just a console thing. It's more Switch docks in the household. You can throw this thing in any room in the house that has a dock. And you're not moving 3,000 cords to do it, you're moving a tablet. Give me a damn internet browser as well. Make the Switch more than just a video game console without marketing it as a media box. Don't make it look like a cable box, it's a video game console. But at least let me watch Netflix on it, bro. Just let me watch Netflix on it. Lastly, the very last thing, and this is one that can be updated on the Switch now, but Nintendo doesn't decide to do it. It pains me to see just how bad it's gotten. Overhaul the eShop. The whole eShop needs an overhaul. It is full of raunchy, inappropriate, or AI-driven shovelware, bloatware, shitware, whatever you want to call it, that no sane person would ever buy, unless your name is Metal Militia. I'm just saying, no person in their right mind is buying the AI slop that's being plastered across all of the eShop. It's horrid. There's no reason there's no reason for any hentai game or any AI-driven, AI-built, AI-programmed game, quote-unquote game, to be on the eShop. This is a console directly aimed at both younger and mature audiences, and some adults. Anyone that goes on the eShop right now and sees what they have for a selection of games, it's a fucking mess. I get if you want to buy an NSFW game, make it a category. Put some restrictions on standard Switch accounts. Make it a setting. Go into your settings, show NSFW content on Switch eShop. It should not be that hard. You also should just not be able to buy an AI-built game. I think it's garbage. Not even AI, it's just full of shit. See, you guys get it. Have it cost like $150 to post a game on the eShop unless you're like a big company? I disagree with that idea. You're gonna need third-party software, but not to the extent that it's AI hentai puzzle games that no one's gonna buy. Get rid of it. And if you don't get rid of it, filter it to all hell. Anyways, that's my top 5. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Switch 2 has been a console I've anticipated for years. You guys know this. You guys know this about me. And if they're gonna make quality of life changes, they're gonna have to consider any of the shit that I just talked about. Any objections?